Hi everyone, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody had a fabulous week. For this week's weekly, I am going to use two different types of divination. The first one is charm reading, and of course, my charm kit is from Karin Smith, Tea with Karin. So if you look up her Etsy website, she has all her charm kits there and her add-on kits. Um, this is actually almost all of them. Doesn't look like there's as many here, but there actually is a few hundred here. And also I'm going to be using this lovely oracle deck, which is by Amal Awad. I was introduced with this deck by Karin. Karin was gifted this deck by Amal, and I've met Amal on the lives that Karin and I do, and Wilma do, and Lindsay does. She's always on those lives, so and that's how I've known of her. So when Karin showed me this deck, I reached out to Amal, and the rest is history. But Amal is a best-selling author of several books. I have one of her books, which I'm on chapter 2, I believe, already. I'm reading it slower than what I anticipated wanting to do, but just trying to find the time. And this deck is actually very brilliant. I fell in love with this deck because it's color-coded, and I've never seen a color-coded deck like this before, especially a square deck. And each color represents a different area, and it's just a brilliant deck. And then it has little notes that comes with it, where you can add little notes about situation, about reading you did to look back on. So it's actually quite brilliant. So anyways, I'm going to pull a card, and we're going to see what it says, but I'm not going to read the oracle card as part of the reading, which means I'm not going to cast charms based on what the oracle says. I'm going to do it as separate things. This will just be a little bonus thing for us all as a whole. And then I'll cast charms separately based on what the charms say as an individual. So this card is about creative light. It's about a fresh perspective, but sometimes you see more than what you expect or want to. So this is really interesting because a lot of times, we tend to look at a situation and expect to see it in a way we feel it should be seen, or the way we see it as our perspective. And the case is, it's not really how we're seeing it or what we want it to see it. So that's interesting. And also a lot of times there's some things that we see that we wish we'd never seen. Let's face it, I've seen plenty of things in my lifetime that I wish I'd never seen because I can't get that image out of my head. It just stays there. So, I mean, this card relates on many levels, and I'm sure it relates to many levels of those of you out there also. So, let's put this away and let's cast some charms and see what we have for the weekly. Let's do so I got the lion, I got the spoon, the dog, we got the leaf, the little maple leaf. Isn't this cute? And we got the mermaid. So speaking about perspective and seeing things that we wish we'd never seen, the mermaid showing that things are not always as what they seem, or what they appear to be to us. They may be something completely different than what we expect them to see. So this is quite fitting for that card, even though I'm not trying to pair them up, but it fits. So let's use it. But also the mermaid is speaking more about, be careful this week because some of you may be tempted or you lured in or you may feel very no self-control this week. So this is about taking that step and really fight off temptation. It's about disciplining yourself so you don't fall in that temptation. You don't get lured into something that later on you may regret. Even though you may see the perspective of something being completely fine and innocent, or even if it's spending financially as something being very low cost, this can impact you later on in the week. So this is about really taking a good look at the situation, because even though it may seem like something you need, it may not appear to be all that you thought it would be. Especially when you're buying things online. I learned that the hard way. So be careful online when you're buying, especially from the Wish app. Absolutely from the wish app. I bought something from the wish app and it completely turned out something not looking like the picture or not functioning the way it's supposed to be. So be careful shopping online. Just want to throw that out there. That came to mind to me. Then we have the lion. So this is about taking control and being strong and standing and being on guard. Being on guard of your surroundings, being on guard of even people in your life. Sometimes they can throw you off guard. So kind of be on guard of a situation. Whether you're going through a situation that may be difficult for you or a situation with another person, just really be on guard. Really keep close eye on what's going on and really look deep into things. And just be strong and be brave. So don't back down. Whatever you do, don't back down. But the lion's also an amazing symbol for being protective of your family, because lions are very protective of the cubs. And they're very family oriented. So this is about being protective of your family also this week. So some of your mamas out there may have to stand up for your children this week. You may have to really be the voice for them and really take action for your children this week. So that could be another situation. Then we have the spoon here, and this again is about not being taken advantage. So again, this goes hand in hand with the mermaid and also the lion, about things not seem what they all appear, whether it's something that's a merchandise or whether it's somebody, a person. Maybe they're not what they want you to see is not necessarily who they are deep down. So you may have to be careful and not to be taken advantage of. And it's sad because nowadays I find that more and more people are trying to take advantage of others, especially prying on others or trying to ride on the success of others. And that's not fair. I mean, we're all individual people and we all have our own success in our own rights. So it's time to really shine and show who we are. But I also see a lot of, because of the pandemic, a lot of retail places or those that are independently owned businesses, they tend to hike up their prices, and which they have to make a living. They really do. This pandemic really ruined them. But be careful you're not getting taken advantage of either. You don't want to pay $10 for a $2 item. So research, because a lot of times when you research, you might find that price lower somewhere else than that one place. And I'm all for supporting small businesses. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to go out to, big corporations to buy for them because it's cheaper than a small business. I'm not saying that at all. But we all have to make a living. I understand that, but we all have to be able to live. So there's a fine line between both of those. So we just really, when it comes down to it, we have to really watch ourselves. But we can also support other people also. But just don't let anybody take advantage of you. And the spoon is also about generosity too. So some of you may feel really generous this week. Whether it's with people you know or even strangers or giving to those that need it. Maybe helping a neighbor that can't afford, to buy groceries this week, or afford a elderly couple down the street that needs a ride 20, 30 miles away to a doctor's appointment. They can't get there. Maybe you'll be generous with, drive them and using that gas money of your own. So that's what I have for that. And then we have the maple leaf, which leaf is about changes. It's about changes coming to you. And usually these are good changes, positive changes coming to you. So like they say, a new leaf turned over is a positive change. So I see positive for that. And then we have the dog here, which is all about loyalty and companionship. So what this would be showing me is that some of you may have either a companionship or even a friendship that's going to really show their loyalty to you this week, where maybe you have lost hope of it, or maybe you didn't think they had it in them, but they're really going to stand up and stand guard and help you through whatever you may go through, and show their loyalty and commitment to you this week. And that's all I have for you for this week, and I will see you all back again next week. Bye-bye.